New Mexico was considering a new forcible rape policy or forcible rape language in their child care assistance policy. So basically they were proposing, or the Children, Youth and Families Department was proposing, that they would change language in their law that would allow or exempt women who are victims of either incest or forcible rape from having to file a claim against an absent father before receiving some sort of child assistance from the state.
So here it is again, the language forcible rape. Now, Todd Akin became famous as the Senate candidate who talked about legitimate rape, but after that, people started to become aware. I mean, we were aware of it, and we had talked about it before, but it wasn't in the general knowledge, when you talk about the overall population, that Akin and Paul Ryan had actually co-sponsored a bill that had the language, not legitimate rape, but forcible rape, the same exact thing that's popping up in New Mexico, that in relationship to abortion. And so you had to prove that your rape was forcible. And that's outrageous.
I mean, I feel like it's almost impossible to prove that a rape was forcible. How do you even do that? Unless you have like bruises or marks on your body that indicate, I mean, it's the most, rape is rape. Like, how do you determine normal rape from forcible rape? I just don't understand the wording.
First of all, a conviction will do it, right? But if you don't have a conviction, well, then you're in a world of trouble, because as one of the women explains here, like, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to a bureaucrat and explain the different ways that I was raped and try to convince them that it was forcible? You have that quote, right?
I do have that quote. So her name is Adrienne Barboa. She says, "That's what's so confusing. When it gets down to a caseworker deciding whether I'm exempt or not, what's the litmus test for whether it was forcible rape? This seems like a covert way of normalizing this language."
Well, that's it exactly at the end there, okay? They want to keep putting this in legislation, so you begin to have a distinction between forcible rape and non-forcible rape. Because in their minds, look, come on, if it's date rape, really? I mean, obviously you went out on the date with the guy, so you had it coming. So in this case, well, of course you should communicate with him for the rest of your life and, and take his feelings into account in your child rearing, et cetera, right? And if it's statutory rape, well, come on, maybe you were 12, but at the same time, you didn't say no, so you're going to have to keep communicating with, your uncle, your stepdad, your, church leader, whoever raped you. It wasn't forcible. You didn't say no. So, hey, listen, you got to rear the child together. Because this is how they think. They think that there is a real distinction, and that's what they want to drill into our heads.
Now, Susana Martinez, the governor of New Mexico, says that she wants the forcible word taken out of that proposal. She says it doesn't make any sense. She says it's redundant, which is absolutely right. So I'm glad that she's speaking out against this. But you're totally right, Cenk. The fact that they're trying to make this distinction is so insulting to rape victims out there. Especially...
Gee, I wonder why they think that the Republicans are doing a war on women. Like, whenever you say that, they get so outraged. Like, what do you mean? Well, I mean, you keep putting language in there about how there's a difference between forcible and non-forcible rape. That seems pretty insulting.
Yeah, I love how they think liberals are making the war on women up when Republicans are the ones who are proposing ridiculous legislation.